I wanted to talk about this racist ad concerning Dove soap because I can say that some family members of mine use Dove. I've used Dove before, but I don't anymore. It's been, God, years. I cannot remember the last time I used anything from Dove. But I did use their deodorant. And like I said, I kind of went the more natural route with the aluminum-free deodorants and trying to go more towards black soap. So I moved away from it, but I can say that I had spent some money with Dove, and I didn't really know what was going on with them, and it seems like they have been trying it. I don't know why they would play with their market like this, and it just shows you that money is not the most important thing. I mean, people doing racist stuff and just stupid shit that will cut their money off, will cost them a job, will mess up their livelihood just to express this putrid hatred for people is beyond reason, because you would think, well, even if I don't like them, I can say whatever I want about them behind closed doors with people I trust and then make money off of them too. But they really want to go back to the times of Jim Crow and antebellum chattel slavery, where they could do and say whatever they want in the public eye. But this right here is an ad, and I've seen many videos saying that they don't know why people are saying this is racist. It's not racist. You have to look at the commercial and all of that. But this is what was shown on Facebook here. You see this black woman, she's taking off the shirt. You see a white woman. And this is something historical. If Dove hired any people of color or any black people, I hate that word, people of color, but black people specifically, they would have known that this was not a good idea, which they do know it's not a good idea because they've been called out on it before. They did this previously, and there were critics talking about this, yet they act like they didn't get the message. And they did this. You think they really didn't get the message? No, they tried it. Like I said, they had this then, but then this, they felt comfortable doing this in the remedial Trump administration era. For people who don't know, which I don't know how you couldn't know, this is something that's well known about our skin. The darker the skin, people say that you're dirty, and you can see this here where it says dirty boy, and this is for soap, and this person is holding the soap and giving it to the black child. I mean, it's really disgusting. I mean, it looks to me, what it really looks to me is it's an obsession. It is a sick, twisted, wicked, evil obsession with black people that is beyond me. There's no reason to have to put this on soap. There is no reason. And it's so remedial and disgusting. It's like, what's the point? But it's like a person with an obsession, like a stalker. And here's this. This is the historical connotation to this commercial here. And people like to say, because that's so blatant and that's something that we already know, and people don't understand, things just modernize itself. The same thing that was going on then is going on now, pertaining to slavery, working on a plantation. All of that stuff is still going on. It's just modernized, and people seem to not understand that, and that's why people repeat the same thing over and over, because they're looking for it to look one specific way, and it doesn't look that way anymore. We live in a different time, and there's different tools to be able to do this. Like, just like back then they were calling us monkeys and ape, they're still doing it. It's just now they're using emojis and you know, where they used to use cartoons and drawings back then. But this was the print ad on Facebook. I mean, had a black person been there who actually knew about the history of this country and how we were treated, this wouldn't have went by. And the way I see it is Dove already knew, and they just decided to try it. Because here you can see in this ad, which they did it before, the black woman is on the before with the really dry skin, because we're known, we get dry, we get ashy. You can see it. And then here is she could be Latina or Indian. I'm not sure, but she looks Latina to me. And then you have the white woman in the after. And now it's saying, Dove was saying that it shows that it takes your skin from this before to the after, but all of the women were in the after. Now, if you wanted to do that, what you could have done is put all three of these women under the after to show that the skin went from this to this. But to put her there, put her in directly in the middle and a little bit over into the after, and then the white woman completely into the after with a smooth skin, that is subliminal messaging. And if it wasn't there, it never would have been picked up on. It's not being petty, it's not nitpicking, because I'm sure, you know, some of these things, you know, people would say it's nitpicking. Let's just say that we saw this. Back then they would have said, you know, maybe some black children were there in the area, and perhaps they were just looking in the window of their friend being cleaned off with mud. You're just being ridiculous. I can see that being said back then, and they're trying to say the same thing now. But like I said, there's too much information out there. They can't get away with this anymore, and this is the same thing. This situation is playing itself out right now, and I just wanted to go over the actual commercial here, because people are trying to tell black people that they're overreacting. They're trying to say it's not what you think, and I think that is the most offensive part of all, is that people have the nerve, especially people who are not black, have the nerve to say that you shouldn't be feeling what you're feeling. You shouldn't be saying what you are saying. You should not be withdrawing your money from our company. You should not be doing these things. You should be doing this. We're trying to show you that it wasn't what you're thinking. Now you need to conform to this, and you need to start giving the money back to the white-owned company. That's the most offensive part. It almost puts you in a position of a little child, and not an adult who can make your own decisions. You're offering a product. I can choose not to spend my money. I can choose to say this is why I don't like it, because you're offering it to the public. And then you have all of these remedial Caucasians who are 100% down for imagery like this because they like it, especially when you have remedial Caucasians doing Trayvoning, where they had the Skittles and the iced tea and making fun of a young boy's death. They like stuff like this. So, but it's the condescending, the remark, the audacity that you have to come to a black person and tell them how to think, how to spend their money, and what to do and what not to do. So basically, they were saying, because you can see here she's taking off the shirt, and then you have the white lady. And they say you can't be offended by this because the white lady takes off her shirt, right? And she becomes a Latina, I believe she is. So, you know, because they have it in that order, it doesn't matter. This, you know, a black person going to a white person is indicative of our skin being dirty. I've personally had someone tell me that I shouldn't be in the sun because I'll get darker, implying that darker skin is dirty or unappealing or unattractive. So I personally had that happen when I was a child. I was a young child. So I already know what this signals, and if it wasn't supposed to be there, people wouldn't have picked up on it. So people are trying to push this commercial here, which this was not the commercial that was shown. This was not shown on Facebook, because I've seen commercials on Facebook and they would run that as an ad, but what they did, they had this still picture and they did it. They didn't have to do it. They could have put all three women and, you know, put something on there, you know, for all skin types. You know, it works to moisturize and help the skin of everyone. Why would they just have the black and the white lady? Why did they cut out the third lady even in the commercial? Because this is a print ad, and this is the commercial here that plays. This commercial is very short. They could have threw that up there, but the reason why they're getting the backlash is this, and we all know what this says. No matter how many people try and make excuses, and there's a lot of black apologists out there trying to say that, you know, black people are whining, they're not being rational, and they are apologizing for a white-owned company who should have known what they were doing. They have a lot of money to put these ads together, to hire these models. They've been around forever, so they should have had people on their team to say, you know, that may not be a good idea to do this because of the things that have gone on in this country regarding ads like these. But I wanted to go ahead and even take a look at the previous ad and what was said about that.
Dove's Visible Care Body Wash ad features 3 women with before and after images behind them. The company promises visibly more beautiful skin from your shower. The problem? Critics say it's racist. WCBS takes a look.
Notice the before sign has a black woman standing in front of it and a white woman in front of the after. The blog Copywriter posted the ad this week, noting it's as though the ad is pitching a product that, quote, turns black women into Latino women into white women.
Stylight's Justin Fenner isn't a fan of the ad, calling it, quote, definitely cringeworthy. Mostly because it's racist, but also because none of the scores of people who had to approve this ad thought there was anything wrong with it before they sent it out into the world. In a statement, Dove explains it's not meant to be offensive, and that all 3 women in the ad were intended to portray the after effect. In fact, the same before and after close-up accompany an image of one lone woman on Dove's website. Here it drives the point home a little more clearly that the product aims to improve skin's texture. An anchor at Oklahoma City's KSBI suggests the ad is unfortunate, but he doesn't think it was intentional.
Now, before we get into this, because it's just going to be more remedial ass talk and double talk and excuses, and of course they had the black lady front and center. That could have been done with that print ad as well. You could have had all 3 women in the after, and you could have highlighted the texture of the skin and did the ad more tastefully if you wanted to. But like I said, the way it was done, it was racist, and when people see something, they pick up on what the person is trying to relay, the message that's trying to be relayed in that ad or that photo. And this is what was being relayed. because of history. We have something to reference this by. But I'll go ahead and let this idiot, especially the guy over there, he's a fucking idiot, say what he has to say.
And she had to explain it to me.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, I think it's one of those cases where you really got to be looking for it. Plus, Dove is the one that has been the champion of a lot of women coming out.
Now, what he said was, he said it in a very fast way, in a slick ass way, to say that you have to be looking for it. So basically everyone who sees racism in the ad, he's saying they're just looking for it. And then he is making the excuse of, oh, even if it was racist, Dove has been the champion of different body types, and what the fuck does that have to do with Dove being racist? He's an idiot.
Champion of a lot of women coming out with full-figured models and women that look like women and having lots of different ethnicities in their ads, like you're seeing there.
But to a blogger for the Huffington Post, it doesn't matter whether it was intentional. The real point is that it happened, and there might be a reason why. A larger issue, one that the activist and former magazine editor Michaela Angela Davis framed like this. When it comes to advertising, it's not enough to just have a black woman in the room. She has to be in the boardroom. She can't just be in the changing room.
Now, you saw this idiot, trying to apologize and trying to make excuses, as they always do. I wouldn't argue with someone like this. Saying that, to excuse it, saying you have to be looking for it, and to also excuse it because we do this. Just so dumb. And then it is a bigger problem, seeing how it got past everyone. It just shows you within these companies, there's not black people there. Because any person of color could have seen that is not identifying as white, as their race, would have caught this. And it reminded me of this commercial that came out, and it's blatantly racist, blaringly racist and disgusting. And like I said, a lot of people would want to blame the actual actors or models in this. What happens in modeling is you're not there to dictate or to hear what it's about. You're there to do a job. You're there to model, smile, do whatever they need you to do. They don't sit you down with the person who's going to be making the decisions on the picture and how it's going to look and how the ad is going to run. They just tell you that this is a soap, a detergent, or this or that. They'll give you some bullshit, which I'm sure they're going to say the premise, the mission statement of our product is that, it cleans very well. And, explain to him he's going to be all dirty with paint and we gotta get that cleaned off. And then all of the actors can be there. I'm wondering about this one as a commercial, but sometimes they don't have to be there. They could just have someone come in, do their part, leave, and have the next person come in and do their part. So they won't have to pay too much for the actor or the model. Or the model can be told just take your shirt off slowly or fast, however they want to pick it up on the camera or film it for the commercial, and they have to move on to this thing and they have to hit their marks. They may give them a little bit of information, like a little mission statement about the product. This product is wonderful for all skin tones. It's for diverse skin tones, from dry skin to normal skin to oily skin, and it moisturizes and makes the skin healthy. So you're going to be smiling and you're going to be happy and ethereal. And they may say some bullshit like that. They're not letting these people know what the final product is going to look like. So to sit up there and say that this person should have walked out, they would have been walking out on a job and they didn't know how it was going to be pieced together in the first place. That's dumb to actually blame the models. But once the model knows and they speak out and say something stupid, that's another thing. But to blame the actual person, because I've been on photo shoots, you really can't. Because I was there at the photo shoot, I saw the picture that was used, I had the picture that was used, and then I saw how they put it together for their beauty of the week. So it's not the model's fault. So after that, I just wanted to show that previous commercial to show that's blatant. And they may not, the Asian guy and the black guy may not even have met each other doing that commercial. But I can't 100% say because I'm not 100% sure. But you can see the blatant racism in that. What does washing a shirt have to do with someone's skin? They were basically saying your skin is dark, you're dirty. And with this, I saw this. They said that the model, this is the model, and she defended Dove. And I'm going to take a look at what she said. And also, she has something posted on her Facebook, but I did see this and people were posting a picture of this because she has a Caucasian partner. Like, a partner of another race can persuade you to a point, but I can't 100% blame this on this person being with a partner of a different race. You know the difference between wrong and right. You have comprehension skills and you have a mouth and a brain that works before you were even with the person that you're with. So the spouse and the person that you love can persuade you to a point, but it comes down to your morals and your character if you're going to do the right thing or do the wrong thing, because it is a choice. Now this is a video of what the model said about the ad.
Now, it has been a difficult week for the cosmetics company Dove.
Why? Well, it's had to apologise for this advertisement that was branded by many on social media as racist, and one of the models featured in that ad is Lola Ogunyemi, who joins us now. Good morning.
Lovely to have you on the programme.
Great to have you with us. So, would you explain to anyone who sees that advertisement, what we saw there was a very short clip?
Yes.
What is the problem with this advertisement?
The problem...
Or what has been said is the problem with this advertisement?
What has been said is the problem is that there is a black woman, who's myself, obviously, who removes, the concept is that she potentially removes her top and becomes a white woman after using a Dove product.
And originally, the original advertisement is about, 30 seconds long?
Yes.
With a variety of women.
And you were very happy when you saw that original advertisement.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago, you were really happy with it, and friends were saying, it's great that you're part of this campaign.
I loved it. So the 30-second version was made for TV. And there were shorter snippets featuring the kind of t-shirt concept for social media.
And the principle behind it being that the product, Dove, has products that suit all skins.
Exactly, yeah. And there is a line in the 30-second TV commercial that says, all skin deserves greatness, or gentleness.
So what did you think then when you saw the cut-down version, which was you taking off a t-shirt and then being replaced in that by a white model?
Well, I mean, I was happy with it when I saw the ad itself, because I turn into a white model, and then the white model turns into an Asian model,
and I thought it was fantastic. I remember being on set and they're explaining the concept to us. Everyone was like, this is amazing, it's going to be so cool. Everyone was excited to be a part of it. We weren't sure which of us would be featured where and how exactly it would look, but the concept of it sounded amazing to us. So I think the screenshots that have kind of taken the media by storm paint a slightly different picture, which is why I felt it was interesting.
Do you think there's an element of people wanting to be offended by something that, and Dove have come out and apologised, which I would imagine you can understand, but do you think they have grounds for defence, do you think?
Absolutely. I understand why they apologise to an extent. However, knowing that the concept, or if they had the idea that the concept was actually just to promote diversity and show the fact that there are different types of women that can use the same product and we all deserve that sort of treatment, I think there is, they could have defended that and just defended their vision for the project.
You heard about this row from friends.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, people were saying, oh my God, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Are you okay being at the centre of this row?
Yeah.
What were they saying to you in terms of, do you feel upset? I agree, you've been really hard done by, or isn't this a bit of a fuss about nothing?
Yeah, that was general gist of it.
The latter.
Everyone, because all of these ads came out about a month and a half ago, and I shared them across my all my social media. I shared them with my friends and my family, and everyone loved it. So it was kind of a whirlwind on Sunday when I found out. I woke up in the morning and one of my friends had sent me a Facebook message with a link to an article that was kind of explaining that Dove had released this racist ad and all this, and I read it and I was just shocked that had come out a month after the ad had come out and everyone had been so congratulatory and excited for me, and then the whole day just kind of spiraled as more people started reporting on it.
Because if you type in racist advert into a search engine now, your face pops up. So, but for you, it's not racist.
I don't feel it was racist. However, there is a case for the context of the situation, and I feel that there is a position where Dove maybe could have taken that into account. Given that they've run into this sort of situation before, they've received backlash for similar content that they've posted. This is something that they could have not expected, but they could have, they should have strong teams that can point this kind of thing out before it goes to air.
Would you do it again?
The same ad. Yeah, I would do it again.
Lola, it's been really interesting talking to you. I know this is your first television interview about this, so thank you because you did brilliantly.
Thank you so much.
And I wanted to show this because this was on her Facebook, and to me, I feel like she's going to milk this for everything it's worth. I think that she was being very agreeable in the BBC interview. She was saying what they wanted to hear. I could tell that they were leading her with the questions that they were asking to the answers that they wanted to hear, but she was kind of dancing around the situation, and I don't think that she was doing a bad job, because the way it was presented to her was they saw the 30-minute commercial. Not only did they see the 30-minute commercial, but there were other women, older women, women of different ethnicities that were also in a different commercial that you could see. And that's something that they were showed. And like I said, they gave them the mission statement on the product. They gave them a concept. They told them it was going to be like this, and it was going to be diverse, and it's for everyone, and we just want to represent everyone and feel the love and all that bullshit. That's what they did. But she did give a wink and a nod to Dove has experienced this before. Since they have experienced this before, that they should have had someone to double check this situation. And what they did was exactly what I said. Had they put that commercial on Facebook, we would not be talking about this right now. We wouldn't. Because we would have seen, it might have got the side eye, but we would have saw a different woman. We would have saw the third woman who was a part of the damn commercial. But in the print ad, the photo that they put up there, they had only the black woman and the white woman, and they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing, trying to play on the black and white thing. Because they could have easily had any one of the other models that they used. So as far as Dove is concerned, they've been canceled with me. I told my family members they're getting canceled. I hope that a lot of people fall back from Dove. It's more offensive to me because they tried to pull it. They tried it. Like I said, if they wanted to do a print ad, they could have did a print ad of all of the women taking off their shirt saying Dove is for their skin. But Dove decided to take that third model out and not even place any of the other models in either, and use the photo with the black and the white woman. And she did do a little wink to that, but she is going to use this to continue maybe to work with Dove and to go ahead and put herself out there that she was this woman. And also she had to say what she had to say because this is the industry that she works in. It's not about being compromised. It's not about her not standing up for what's right or yelling and screaming about stuff. I think she handled herself well. There was some things that I could see they were pushing her to say and to do this inclusiveness, but when your face is out there to the public and your bread and butter is not coming from black only and black owned only, you have to play that game no matter what. A lot of people play the game, but she did show that she understood why that single print ad of her and the white woman is offensive, and she did reference the previous ad too, so I don't see anything wrong with that, but I did want to take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Lola, and I'm the model from the Dove advert. People seem to think the advert is racist because I am shown to be removing my top and turning into a white woman. As a dark-skinned black woman, I've heard countless times through society and my peers that there is a lighter or white standard of beauty that I don't have. To have the opportunity to show that I do feel beautiful and I am valued in media was extremely exciting for me. So for it to come out and be taken out of context and then kind of spiral into a global controversy was really overwhelming and quite upsetting as well. I think the full TV ad does a much better job of expressing what the campaign message was. The Facebook ad was really just meant to be something a bit more fun, a slightly different creative concept. The message is that we're all different and we look different, but the product is the same and it works on all of us. I'm not wholeheartedly defending Dove. Preparing for this sort of misinterpretation is something that Dove could have anticipated. They immediately issued an apology. If Dove had defended their creative vision and defended their choice to use me as a dark-skinned woman, defended their reasoning for using me first, for whatever reason, it could have put a different type of narrative into play.
And even this to me is not that bad, but it is kind of downplaying what Dove did. And what they did was they tried it. That's basically what they did. They tried it with the Facebook ad when they put her, like I said, putting a black woman and a white woman and changing this black woman into a white woman. It has historical connotations, and if black people want to cancel Dove, we can cancel Dove. And I'm happy that Dove is being canceled because they've done it before. You shouldn't get 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. It should be, okay, it's apparent that you're doing this on purpose. You're trying to stir up controversy. And I can see that deep down inside of her, she has to stay professional. She has to stay, kind of neutral to go ahead and keep her job and to keep working and to show that, you know, that she's not going to completely go into the Colin Kaepernick way of doing things. But she is saying that, you know, she does understand how it looks. It's the way it looks because it's just her and the white model, and the other models were not placed into it. So her having a white boyfriend, I don't think that is shaping what she is saying, because for her to come out and say this bullshit ass company, these SOBs used my image and turned me into, and I had no idea, that's not going to happen, and it shouldn't happen, because what happened is they gave her a concept. They said it was going to be diverse. All she knew was about the commercial and the small ad that ran. But the problem is the Facebook post, because that's where it got kicked off. And Dove knew what they were doing. So therefore, Dove will be canceled. And I don't care about any of these apologists. I don't care about any of these remedial people who are trying to say get over it. It's nothing. It's not a big deal. They say that about slavery. They say that about reparations. They say that about a lot of things to get over it. I'm not even listening to them. Nobody should be listening to them. But I'm not going to go in on this woman. I don't think her relationship plays a role in what she's saying, and I think she actually explained herself eloquently, and she also showed the positives of what she was told about it and how it was supposed to come across. But she did say when they pulled what they pulled, she can see what other people saw, and it was not good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and leave it right there. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this ad, the Facebook print ad. What do you think about that? Do you think even if they came out with the commercial first, that it would have been better or not? And what do you think about this model? Do you think her relationship would have bearing on what she's saying, or do you think that she tried to come to a happy medium, or do you think she just turned her back on black people? And I will see you in the next one.